Good morning, everyone. Oh, I need the keyboard. There it is. It's crunch time. Stephen is still making breakfast. We had some problems with the camera getting started this morning, so he had to fix it, and then he went downstairs. So how is everyone this morning? We got woken up by Kepler, who decided it was time to chew a box. And this song needs to stop, because I can't think of her speaking. So yeah, Kepler was chewing a box, and then we had a thunderstorm come through real bad, and he got under the covers because he does that, and he just kind of cowered by our feet because he's scared. We don't know why he's scared of thunderstorms. He got a bit better after we evacuated for the hurricane that one year, and since then he's just like, he was fine, and then he started to slowly get worse. So. Not worse. Well, scared. Back to normal.
Back to being frightened.
Yeah. Basically. I mean, after the evac, he was fine, because when we came home, there was a storm going on while he was in the car. And I think that kind of made him think things were okay, but maybe he's forgotten that that's okay.
I don't know. All I know is that at 5 a.m., he was waking me up, and I was thinking, I can't give you kibble every time you wake me up. Like, I can't train you to do this. So instead, I kicked him out, and, you know, I had locked him out of the bedroom, and he was fine until the storm started. And when the storm started, I heard him, and I was laying in bed, and Mal and I both woke up, and I was like, I think it's the storm. I think he's worried about the storm.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay, you should let him in. So I let him in, and he came in and jumped right up under the comforter. So, anyway. Oh, snap, Milk Bomb. Thank you, Dark Sky Destiny. Appreciate that. I saw some people commenting on my shirt. I got this in a recent mail video, and we have taken a long time to get all of the laundry done.
Well, I had some of it. That's actually been clean for a while. We just didn't put laundry away.
Well, that counts as getting laundry done. I don't know if other people are like this.
It was folded in a basket.
But we will do laundry, and then we won't hang it up. It'll be in the basket, and it'll just exist in the basket until we've done so much laundry that the floor is full of baskets of laundry.
And then we have to put them away so we can do laundry.
Well, sometimes if things are real bad, it doesn't get put away, because I'll start using it from the basket, and eventually the basket is emptied of clothing that I'm now wearing. So, on this most recent time, because it took a few days to get all the laundry done, because it was like growing in the corner. There was so much laundry.
I can only do like 2 loads a day.
Yeah, well, anyway, it took a few days to do, but this time, like, we made a pact that when we got it out of the dryer, it would go straight into the closet. And it worked. It worked. And it was hard, because especially after we had done a few, there was one day we were like, oh man, I don't feel like doing this. And we're like, no, we have to. We have to do this. But for the first time in a long time, all of the laundry is clean and also in the closet. And that's like, it's a big deal. So, yeah, whether you're living alone or with others, make a laundry pact. Either with someone else or yourself. It's the only way. It's the only way. Because otherwise, you know, for weeks, I'll just be looking in the basket and be like, I'll wear this. Okay. And then eventually because all you're really doing is you're making the laundry basket your closet. I can't do that. Holy crap. Paul said, I knew someone in college who would do quarterly laundry. save all his dirty clothes in his dorm room for an entire academic quarter. Oh my god. That's a while. That's a while. I don't know I would wait that long. That being said, I would wait a pretty long amount of time in college to do laundry, but not a quarter. Holy cow.
I didn't have that much clothes.
Yeah, I didn't have enough clothes for an entire quarter either. Anyway, everybody's different. Everybody's got unique ways to handle situations. So,
In college, I probably did mine about every 2 weeks, because that's about how often I would go home.
that's what I was thinking.
Because I hated doing laundry there, because you had to go either babysit it so someone didn't take it out, or you had to hope someone didn't take it out.
I hate that so much. I don't miss that about college at all. Not even a little bit. Because they wouldn't even, like, there were times, because I'm very, like, punctual about the timing of the clock and everything. I would be down, like, a minute before it would go off. And there would be times my laundry would be out. And I would be so mad. So mad. And I confronted people if they were using the machine that I had put my stuff in. Because I remember there was one guy that was like, "You weren't down here, man." And I was... God, I was mad. I was so mad. Because I'm thinking, no, I'm here before. Anyway, I never got in any fights. But I would have liked to. But I can't stand that idea of like I get it to an extent.
Did you see what Paul said? Engineering school, someone wired up a telephone keypad to the washer dryers, and you could type in your phone extension when you started it, and it would call you when your laundry was done.
Engineers. Like, on the one hand, I understand the frustration of there is a free laundry thing, and no one is there to claim it. And, like, to some extent, I understand the idea of, like, taking someone's stuff out and putting your own stuff in because they're not there. Because they weren't responsible enough to set a timer and come down and deal with it. Especially if it's been a long amount of time. But also, I hate the idea of, like, touching people's stuff. You know what I mean? Or them touching my stuff. Also, this music is an interesting choice. As Chaz says, touching warm. We had to pay for our laundry. Ours wasn't free, and the way it was set up, at least in the last 2 years when we lived at the apartment style dorm, was I want to say 4 washers and 4 dryers that covered that whole building. So 4 washers and 4 dryers for... I'm trying to think how many students would have been in there. There were probably like 36 rooms in that building times 4. So whatever that is, 24, 84. Is that right? That seems right. 84. So yeah, like 4 washers, 4 dryers for 84 people.
When I was in the apartment style dorms, every floor had 2 washers and 2 dryers. But it was really long. So sometimes, it was also weird because it was on a hill. So there were 5 stories, and the bottom story was only a half story because of the hill. And the top story was also only a half because of... They didn't want to have... They kind of basically did this and put it in the hill. So sometimes I'd go upstairs because I was on the 4th floor and use theirs because they still had 2 and 2 even though they only had half a floor. Because no one was ever using it.
When I was a freshman, well...
That's coffee, Cappy.
both freshman and sophomore,
You're fine.
we weren't in the apartment style dorms, and the student to washer ratio was way higher, like an obscene amount of people trying to use a very small amount of units. I guess when I was in the apartment style, it actually wasn't that bad, because I'm thinking it was probably like 84 to 4 units, and from reading what some of the other people said, I'm like, oh, that's. It sounds like it might have been slim pickings at some schools for sure. Anyway, you know what? I don't miss any of that. Because now if I need to wash something, it's like in that room. And I go down there and I go, sure. And then I ask Mal to remind me how to use the washer.
It's not that hard.
So many buttons.
There's an on and a start button. And a knob. And a touch screen.
You just described too many things.
You turn it on, you click the knob once so you're allowed to change the things, and then you just turn it to cold. And that's it.
Every time I
hit start.
Every time I do laundry with Mal, and she's the one setting up the thing, it's like, it's so easy. All you have to do is turn the dial to this obscure setting, and then
normal
obscure setting, and then after you do that, there's these rows, like 5 or 6 rows of options that have separate buttons. So she's like, you just do this, and then you just change this.
You turn it to normal and turn it to cold.
She's like, you change it to this, and then you just change this, and then you just change this. And I'm like, it's already gone. I'm like, okay. And I just nod. I'm like,
next time I'll just have you fill it and put the laundry soap in and turn it on, and I can just do it from my phone.
The future is now.
And Rachel says, tape instructions to the washer. There are.
There are?
There are. They're on the side.
I can't see that on the side.
It came with the washer. And it has a little suction cup, and it's suction cup to the side. You just grab it and look at it and be like, oh.
Cool. Yeah, the washer and dryer, they have a Wi-Fi, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Because in the future, all of your electronics have to scream at you, no matter where you are in the world. And that's just where we live. I mean, it's helpful, I guess, a little bit, but also the things beep like any normal thing would beep. So it's just like, it just beeps. We probably don't need the phone to tell us. I remember one time we ran out to get some food. Mm-hmm. And we were at a drive-thru, and Mal's phone's like, beep, bling. And she goes, the wash is done. And like in that moment, as I'm sitting there about to pick up the food, I'm thinking, we've gone too far as a society. We should dial this back. We don't need to know that the wash is done.
I was surprised it did, because I thought I had to be on the Wi-Fi too.
Yeah, and it's not. It'll just tell you. Anyway, let me read some of these things. 300 bits from King Kuron, who says, yo, I'm not gonna be awake for the stream, but when you read this message, chat, can you just pog in the chat? Also, it doesn't say the word pog, but I now know that face is pog, because I learned it. It was my birthday last week, and I wanted everyone to remember how Stephen learned what pog is. You got it, Kuram. People pogging. Is that the expression? People are pogging out of control. They got pogs on the left. They got pogs on the right.
You're out of control.
I've never been told that, but I've needed to hear it for years. We got 19 months from Harm NTG. Thank you, Harm. Appreciate it. 100 bits from Somber Mink. Thank you, Mink. Mr. Gameboy 18 gives a sub to Enzuni. Thank you, Mr. Gameboy. 11 months from Amaranth. Good morning, grandparents. You've been my internet grandparents for nearly a year. One more month. Very, very close. There's a lot of people that were hitting 11 months recently. People about to roll on over to that big one. 5 months from Crunchy Professor. Feeling glad the semester is almost over and not just so I can make it to more breakfast streams. Happy 5 months, grandparents. Well, thank you, Professor. And I hope that you continue to study hard the snapping of the bread. Because they're the Crunchy Professor. Have I gone too far? Was I too wild? Was I too much? Pog. I'm just gonna start saying that word. That's how it works, I think. 500 bits from Mr. Game Boy. Good morning, grandparents. Hopefully you've recovered from your singing on Friday. I had to confirm, but I know that you sang 40 times. I didn't know if you knew that. Also, I didn't know that. Also, I gave a sub to Inzuni since they were the one that made you sing about. This is family friendly, right? Let's go with John's features. I won't be able to make you sing or anything for a bit, so you're at least safe from me. I can't say anything about the rest of them. Mr. Game Boy, thank you. Friday was a trip. It was wild. I hope everyone had a fun time. I know that we did. I'm looking forward to playing more Mario RPG this Friday. Because as fun as last Friday was, I think we ended up doing 3 episodes. So, we'll see how many we do this Friday. I have no idea.
Carlos is here this morning.
Is he? Mm-hmm. Carlos.
Good morning.
Good morning, Carlos.
When is your semester over?
And also, you having a poggin' good time, Carlos? You have any moments in your life recently that just make you go, pog?
Saturday. Congratulations.
Coffee.
Wow. Man. Carlos, once you're out of college, no one can do the 10 years ago Carlos was 10 thing anymore. It's like the rules.
It's the rules?
Mm-hmm. Carlos, what you described is legit what's happening. Yeah, man, I remember graduating college, though. That's so exciting. And Brandon graduated Saturday, too. Wow. Congratulations, everybody. That's exciting.
I know a lot of parents here are upset that there's no graduation in our county and school district, which is the same thing.
There is a little tiny thing happening in the world.
And I know they're looking at different things they can do, but to me, personally, and I know I've said this before in Breakfast Stream, and it's something that stuck with me that a professor told me in college, is they were supposed to study abroad in a certain country. I don't remember which one or what year it was, and they never ended up doing it for another reason or something, and then they found out that a civil war happened in that country when they would have been there. And their parents were like, oh my god, I'm so glad you didn't go study abroad. We didn't know this was coming. And they were like, Mom, I'm a history major. It's so interesting to me that I could have been there for that. And I feel that way right now. Like, you know, I'll always remember my, how old am I? Whatever birthday I just had.
You're 32. Like, right?
Yes, because it's not 2020.
Yeah.
I'll always remember my, you know, the birthday I had in 2020, you know, being this, and I think it's going to stick out for that reason, and I think that's interesting with graduating right now. Just personally, that's how I feel. And it does suck that, you know, students are missing out on prom and getting to walk across the stage, but this is a unique thing that is happening. Like, if it just so happens that your graduation falls in 2020, does it suck? I mean, sure. Mm-hmm. But also, you're getting to experience something that is, you know, pretty unique. Yeah.
Like, whenever you tell your grandchildren on Twitch, you know,
about Pog. And back in 2020.
Yeah, when you tell them about your graduation, you'll get to tell them, you know, mine is very different from so many other people's because of the year that it happened. So, you know, it doesn't make it suck any less.
Yeah, it still sucks, and I get that it sucks, but I think, in hindsight, I think it will be something to remember.
I'm just trying to remember.
Yeah.
How much is true? Anyway. I should probably keep reading some stuff here.
I gave you a chance to eat your Pop-Tart that I ate half of.
It's much easier to eat something when someone eats it for you. Like, it just disappears off the plate when someone else is eating it. 13 months from Rocktron LPs. 13 months. Thanks for the fun. Thank you, Rocktron. 17 months from Omega Cyborg. Woo! 17 months. Also been rewatching The Twilight Princess. And I'll use this to get Steven to say Buggy Boo again. I don't know how I said that, though. I can say the words Buggy Boo. But I don't know if I said it like, Buggy Boo. I don't remember. It was probably in relation to, who's the girl that collects the bugs? Agatha?
Agatha.
Agatha. Abatha. That's not a name. Agatha. Oh, man. There's a, I was probably going to talk about this anyway. This is a good segue, because it's Zelda. This morning, right before I started the stream, there was a tweet from Starjetty. I think it's Starjetty, who had done an animated version of the
memorable moment from
where Mao is
Ocarina of Time.
From Ocarina of Time, where Mao is trying to sneak past the guards, and it's real good. It's real good. I did not tell the mods about this, so now I'm going to be like, you can find it. Mao retweeted it, so if you go to her account, you can find the original tweet.
Chaz has it.
Chaz has got it. Yeah, okay, Starjetty. Check that out when you get a chance. It's not very long. It's extremely well done.
It is. I really like my expressions, because I'm like, egg, and you're like, no, and then my expression changes. It's
really, really, really well done. And I haven't said anything about it on Twitter, because I, just saw it. So after the stream ends, I'm sure I'll retweet it. But, it's great. It's great. And it sounds like they are interested in doing other memorable moments. So if you have a favorite memorable moment that you're passionate about, you should respond to that tweet and be like, you should think about animating this one.
Link.
Because, I mean, I really, I love seeing that sort of stuff, and I know we've talked about it before, if people are making animated, if they want to make, animated memorable moments, go for it. Do it. You have permission to do that. You have permission to monetize it on your own YouTube channels.
Bobby says, Navi Steven is great, too. That was brilliant.
Yeah. It's just really good.
Just to make you Navi.
Yeah. Anyway. Also, fun reminder, StephenGeorge.com/plays/mm is a website that just has every memorable moment on it, listed by thumbnail. It's a website that we don't really, promote often, but it's a cool website.
I didn't know it existed.
Brandon got the triple M. No, dang it. That, but with 2 M's. There you go. Yeah, it's a neat little site. Might help you pick out a moment to submit to Starjetty. Anyway, that was a segue. It worked. 2 months from Ice and Fire 2114. 2 months. Love these streams. Nice to listen to at work. Hope work is going well. Hope you're staying safe. 7 months from Xenon. Belated crunch time. Welcome, Xenon. Glad you're here. 13 months from Baron von Muffinbeard III. Or should I say Baron von Muffinbeard the 13th? Because that's how many months. Hog. 5 subs from Dark Sky Destiny, Raz Jerry, Lazy Maharsh, Buthery Inkling. Eee. I don't like that name. Allison Senpai. and Mr. Ben. Dark Sky, thank you. Appreciate it. We got a sub here from Ooh, that one's a tough one. Zydakali Leothi? I think I did alright on that. 300 bits from Satsy. I got a haircut. I got a haircut. I mean, technically, it's a leg razor to the back of the head. Yeah, but... a leg... I mean, was your hair cut? That's all then it counts. If your hair was cut. I mean, there's also... I've seen a lot of people, you know, cutting their own hair now. Like, we've gotten to the point that, you know, hell or high water...
Once I finish my painting... There. This hair is getting cut.
Yeah.
I'm very done with it being this long.
Doodle, scene. Remind me after this. I have not updated the LP considerations list in a bit. Neither refuse to shave my head. Yeah, I'm starting to get to the point. I'm going in an opposite direction now. I'm just super curious. I want to know what happens. What happens when I just don't touch my hair for a long time? I don't know. I think I'm approaching the longest it's ever been, probably. Would you say so?
I never saw you in freshman year when you let it grow like crazy. I only saw you on Skype.
Mike says, it'll get long, Steven. Nothing magical will happen. You don't know that. What if there's a certain length and it's like suddenly...
Frosty says, how long is it if you pull it?
A genie comes out.
4 inches? 5?
We're getting... Yeah, we're starting to get to like 4 or 5 inch territory. Hold on, let me tab over so I can see what they see. I mean, yeah, it's...
Go from the front.
Oh.
It's so long.
Yeah, this is much longer than...
It looks...
Look at that little floof. I'm like one of them little dogs that you take to the special store.
The special store?
Yeah, you take them to the special store to get the floof. You take them, you put them on the counter.
Groomer?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Special store, whatever. Excuse me, one floof, please. And then they do it. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, at some point, you might get a haircut. But Mal, once she gets through this painting, she wants hers cut.
It's so long. Like, when you're in bed, you roll over it, and then you're like...
Yeah. It's bad because, like, sometimes we get in bed, and I'll be like, do you want to cuddle? And she'll go, yeah, I want to cuddle. And then I'll move over to cuddle her, and she'll be like, ah! And I'll be like, sorry. Because her hair is everywhere. So if I get close to you, sometimes I accidentally, like... I don't have that problem. I mean, well, yet. Might have that problem soon.
I've always wanted my hair to get long enough to cosplay as Sailor Venus. I'm about halfway there.
That's really far.
I know.
That's...
And I'm this far, and I'm like, maybe not.
I don't think you can... If you're complaining here,
yeah,
I think you will not be happy when it gets to that length. Because that's real far.
No.
Could you want me to cut it after this painting?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll ask you one more time before I cut it. Basically. 500 bits from Spark Strike. Steven, who wakes up at 5 a.m.? Kepler. Actually, the reason...
And now he's back asleep.
The reason he got up is he was asleep on the bed with us. And I woke up at 5 and I had to pee. And I remember laying in bed and thinking, I hope Kep stays on the bed. And I got out of the bed, and as soon as I got out of the bed, he was like, oh, right! Food? And I'm like, no, buddy, I just have to pee, then I'm getting back in bed. I gotta sleep for 3 more hours. And he was like, nope. I'm gonna chew this box until you feed me. And instead, he got kicked out. So who won, buddy? Me. I won. He's very cute. 250 bits from Kazeume. Kaze, thank you. 19 months from Saibi. Good morning, grandparents. Please bless this grandchild with good vibes and happy thoughts, because I got really crappy news today. I'll make you sing if you don't.
Oh.
Good vibes.
I'm sorry about the news.
My heart goes out to anyone that gets any sort of bad news now. Like, things are bad enough. Like, reading the news is not a good time. I think it's important to stay relatively, being the key word, informed, because you kind of want to know what's going on. But it's, for me sometimes, and what I've been advising Mal to do heavily, is like, if you're looking through the headlines, like, don't click through to the article. Just be like, huh. But then to take all of that and then put bad news on top of it, I'm sorry to hear that. And I hope that things certainly get better. Please don't make me sing. 16 months from Leah L. Pritchett. Thank you, Leah. 6 months, double plus, for Tier 2, Superior LP, half a year or a half century. Who can tell the difference right now? I mean, the concept of time within StephenVlog has always been skewed. What was it? We called it did we call it 100 years of the 100 days?
I don't remember.
I think that's right.
That was too long ago.
It was too long ago?
Mm-hmm. Kepler.
That sounds right. Chat saying yeah. Yeah, at 100 days, we said 100 years. Oh, God. So we're almost to 4,000 years of StephenVlog. That's a long time.
What is the song title?
Get outside. Well, written before social distancing was a thing. Come on, get outside.
Hashtag no.
I'm good. 300 bits from Summer Essentia. Morning. I'm back today with another random fact about Norway. We have a penguin named Nils Olav III, who is both the mascot and colonel-in-chief and brigadier of the King's Guard. As his name says, he's the third penguin in the position, as we've had a penguin rising through the ranks since 1972. I'll be honest, having a penguin in the King's Guard is a very Norway thing to me. It's a very Norway thing to do. And, like, part of me is like, that's real weird, but also, we literally have a president pardoning turkeys at Thanksgiving.
Every year, yeah.
Every year. That's a thing
Since,
that
like,
America
the 50s?
does. So, like, is having a penguin in the King's Guard that weird? Probably not. Probably not. And also, if people that don't live in the States didn't know that, I bet that was a weird fact.
Yeah. I don't know how long the presidential turkey pardon has been going on.
It's been going on for a long time. A long time. But it's just this thing on Thanksgiving
that whoever's
president will come out and there will be a turkey and he'll say, I pardon this turkey.
Ed Zoologist says since the 1860s Lincoln started that tradition.
Yeah, it's real old. So, going on for at least as long as I've been around.
She says FDR. I'm not sure.
He says, pardoning why? Apparently the turkey committed war crimes, and we just decided, okay, we're gonna let this go. But yeah, we look for the bad turkeys, and we bring them in, and
WhiteHouseHistory.org says it was.
And then you eat them. Well, the turkey that gets pardoned, as Paul says, pardoning it from the death penalty. The turkey that gets pardoned doesn't get eaten. Presumably? I mean, you never see the turkey again, so, like, who knows, really? But
didn't Ben Franklin want our national bird to be the turkey? Someone
did. It might have been Benjamin Franklin. Anyway.
There's a whole article on this.
Yeah, if you need something mildly interesting to read about later, and you're not from the States and you're not familiar with it, look up turkey pardoning. It's a thing that we do.
WhiteHouseHistory.org has an article and photos of, like, JFK pardoning a turkey in '63.
I think one of the interesting things is like all of these things on paper sound crazy, and they are crazy. It's just like a weird publicity stunt that then becomes a tradition that we do forever. And
like Groundhog's Day? Like, what even is it?
But the strange thing is, like, if you grow up with something and like since the time you were born it's a thing, then it just in your head is like, this is normal. This is just how it is. We pardon turkeys.
Everyone's saying it's a great movie, Bill Murray classic. Also, the musical is good.
I like the musical.
I do. I wish I could have seen it.
Well, it might be a while in that. 500 bits from Item Crafting Live. I call upon the luck of the breakfast stream. I have a phone interview on Wednesday. Hopefully all goes well.
Good luck.
Good luck. You got it. Take all of the vibes. Take all of the good vibes from breakfast stream. And I hope things go well. I think it's a weird time to interview too. Mm-hmm. Because there's so much happening. And then in the midst of that to be like, and I have this interview. But the world is continuing to push forward. 3 months from Shinoth. Good afternoon, Stephen Mal. Thank you for reminding me I still need to put my laundry back in my closet. You gotta make a pact. It's the only way. I will live out of a container on my floor. I will do that for a long time, so I hope that other people don't do that. 500 bits from JV Tours. Today is my 15-year anniversary working at Sam's Club.
Wow, that's awesome.
Which means one more year until 16. I've heard that that working at Sam's Club is a pretty good deal. Like, they take care of their employees pretty well.
I haven't heard anything about Sam's Club in particular.
Well, your dad worked for Walmart.
Yes.
So you are more familiar. How different
Sam's
are they?
Club and Walmart are the same.
Well, are they the exact same?
I don't know.
I don't know exactly how it. I don't know exactly how that works. Anyway, that's super cool. Like being at a place for that long is really, really neat, and having like that level of seniority.
I know my dad had said because he was in management for basically all of his life. And then at most of my life, he was at Walmart as district manager. Mm-hmm. And he was saying something about how when you get to certain levels, you know, they count your years of experience kind of as, like, college education. Like, they count it up a certain amount, too.
Yeah.
So when you're there longer, they're like, oh, you know.
Yeah. You
kind of know more about the company than someone who just started.
It's interesting because there's a lot of people that didn't know what a Sam's Club is. And it's also interesting because I've seen
a wholesale store.
It's a wholesale store, but I've seen a few people say that it was like Sam's Club was a fancy Costco, or that Costco was a fancy Sam's Club. So it really depends heavily, I guess, on what you've seen and where you've been.
See, I didn't hear of Costco till I met you because we didn't have one at the time in Appleton. Mm-hmm. And then
I didn't have a Costco here.
The Sam's Club we have here is really nice, and we have both.
Mm-hmm. We didn't have a Costco until I was a teenager, but we've had Sam's Club for forever, as long as I can remember.
Queen's Thief says BJ's is another bulk store. Yep, we were supposed to get one, but we never did.
And now it might be a while.
Well, they wanted to put it. I know where they wanted to put it, and people were talking about putting it there.
Yep.
And then some people were saying somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
And neighborhoods went in both those places, so.
So never mind.
Yeah.
What about that Hardee's?
The Hardee's that we're never getting.
Like 6 years ago, they're like, we're putting Hardee's in here, and I'm like, oh wow. And like, there's still a sign that's like, Hardee's coming, and I'm like.
Then it's sun faded.
Something tells me we're not getting that Hardee's.
Someone in chat mentioned this.
Oh my god. That's great. That's super great. Can we... Okay, yeah, you can post that. Okay. Mods, we have something for you to put on screen. And it's an Instagram link, which Chaz programmed to work. I want your trades. Player's Choice is open and is accepting trades. So if you if you live nearby and you got some stuff to trade in, that's pretty great. It's pretty great. I like it a lot. Wonderful. And on that note, we had a lot of people talking about the beans, so have some beans. There you are. Patreon.com/StephenGeorge or Malmix. We appreciate the support over there. And these are the names of the producers. And it's updated. I did that over the weekend. So these...
Satsy says you had one person mention it. Well, I hear there's a new photo of Roland and I have to go look.
People are talking about... So many people keep talking... Mal just wants an excuse to show funny photos on Breakfast Stream.
There's some good photos of Roland on that Instagram.
There are. Good little video clips, too. Alright, moving on. 19 months from Dan Began 2. The message is just Pog. It's okay if I read it. 300 bits from PK Magical. Hey, Stephen and Mal. Happy to report that I submitted my senior capstone project yesterday and can soon be a professional graphic designer. Now, to find a job. You got this.
Congratulations.
And congratulations. It would be fun to be a graphic designer. To have to, like... working with clients is like love and hate, because I've done it before, and I both loved and hated it. But there's something fun about, like, having a project that you didn't come up with, you know? Like, you have to work on something that someone else, and help them reach their vision. I don't do that much now. Except for, like, Emil.
Yeah.
Like, I make Emil's logo.
You're like, here.
Yeah. And
and sometimes he's like, what about this? And you're like, okay, and then you do that.
I mean, at this point, there's very little back and forth, and usually not at all. In fact, the most recent logo for his not yet released LP, there was no revisions. All the revisions were internal. So he never even saw any of the revisions. I just worked on them, showed you, and you were like, what about this? And we did it ourselves.
Yeah.
And then I was like, here. And he was like, no changes, that's great. And I'm like, cool. Enjoy.
So you did go with mine?
He did.
Okay.
Yours? Is that what we're calling it?
Yeah. Mine.
I mean, you actually...
I didn't touch the mouse or the keyboard, but I came upstairs and was like, what about this?
Well, what happened...
And then you did it.
Well, what happened was I had basically finished his logo a month ago. But it wasn't finalized. It was just, like, mostly done.
Yeah.
And I had showed Mal, and I was like, you know, what do you think? And I had showed her a few different things I had. And she was like, what if you combined elements of both of these? And I was like... So I did, and she was like, that's good. And I was like, okay, we'll go with that. 1,500 bits from Dark Sky Destiny. I don't have anything witty to say, but here are some bits for the grandparents. Thank you, Destiny. Witty is not always required. It's also somewhat witty to say that you don't have anything witty to say. I think. 300 bits from Squid. For me, the past few days have been interesting. I've been trying to get stuff set up so I can attempt to do Twitch streaming, and with how much there is to it, it has made me respect anyone who does it regularly. I think I'm just a grandpa with this stuff. Everyone starts as a grandpa. Some of us stay grandpas, but most people move on to become, whether you get younger. We start as grandpas, then we become dads, then children, and eventually we become babies.
There's a movie about that.
Coffee.
So the top Twitch streamers are babies. So, who is a Twitch streamer? Ninja?
The Curious Case of Stephen Button.
Ninja is a baby, I guess. Yeah, it's interesting because, like, when you're thinking about it on paper, there's not that much to it. But when you start to set it up, especially if it's in any way complex, it gets frustrating very quickly. Like this morning, when I was like, Cobalt says, yeah, Twitch ain't got Ninja no more. Oh, yeah. Well, Yeah, I don't know who is on Twitch that is a big.
I don't know.
I don't know anything about Twitch. Proton John. He's bigger than me, so that's what I'll go with because I know he's on the platform. I'm like Proton John. What was I saying? I don't remember.
Grandpa.
It's fine. Yeah, it's you just keep playing around with it. Eventually stuff works. Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. The camera. I turned on everything this morning and the camera like just wouldn't work. And it wasn't the camera. The camera was fine. It was the capture card. And I'm like, why? So I tried a bunch of stuff and then finally I restarted the computer and it was like, oh, okay. I'm like, cool. It's not good because if you're troubleshooting stuff and something randomly doesn't work, but it will work when you restart, that's a pain. I got 100 bits from ComSonic. Thank you, Sonic. 300 bits from Danny. Speaking of making Steven say things again, remember, you're either a milk sub or a milk dom. No regrets. 100 bits from Zydakali Leothi. I'm getting better at saying that name. Appreciate it. 8 months from Breeze? 1994. Good morning, Stephen Mao. Good morning. It's BRZ, so I guess you could pronounce that however you want. I'm going to say Breeze. 300 bits from Shushu-sama. What if Honk was Pog? I mean, it's not even that far off. If you imagine the goose with the little mouth open, he's already kind of doing it. So it's really not even that different. I like it. 9 months, triple plus from Jaboka. Morning, grandparents. Finished up my last finals ever and am graduating college.
Congratulations.
Congrats. You two and TRG have been in my life since middle school, so I want to thank you guys for all this time. Here's to many more. So, even more folks finishing up college. Congratulations, and good luck as you move into post-college life in this very strange time. Because it's important to remind yourself every once in a while, this is not normal.
Yeah.
Because after 2 months of it, it's starting to feel normal.
It's starting to feel like, no, to me it's feeling like a thing that I sometimes forget other people are dealing with. Just because I'm so isolated. Like, sometimes I forget, like, the entire world is dealing with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Yeah. It's just strange. Mm-hmm. But it has become, when I say normal, I mean normalized to the point of, like, oh, getting in the car, get the mask.
Yeah.
As opposed to, God, we have to wear this mask. It's not that anymore. It's like, oh, put the mask on. A good time for Mortal Kombat. 100 bits from Bryce Battle P. Thank you, Bryce. Also 100 bits from LHMS. And then 300 bits from Item Crafting Live. If you think it's too long, braid your hair. This is a suggestion for either of you.
I should try that tonight.
Braiding your hair?
Yep, before bed, so it's in a braid and not strands everywhere. I'm gonna set a reminder.
Okay. I don't think mine's quite.
Oh, not enough. Raid hair. Braid hair.
Brandon says, get the mask on. Mortal Kombat theme begins. Fight! Isn't there,
Today, at a time...
some character... Does Sub-Zero wear a mask?
I can picture whoever it is, but I never quite knew all their names.
Or is it Scorpion? Or both? Don't like half of them, do. Maybe they... I don't know. I never played Mortal Kombat growing up. I only played it, like, occasionally at arcades, so I have just very little... small glimpses.
There was one time, I only went to this dentist like once. And the dentist had an arcade that was free, that kids could play while they waited.
So it was an arcade.
Yeah, there was like 8 machines.
But it was set to free play.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you could go play while you waited for your dentist appointment. It was the best time I ever went to the dentist, and it was the only time we went there.
There was one time I went to the dentist with Austin, to his dentist, and there was a Super Nintendo in the waiting room. And I was just thinking...
Was his family, like, just watching you for the day or something, and he had an appointment?
Yeah, it was, like, we were together, but he had to do a dentist appointment. And I just remember thinking, this is a thing? Like, this is allowed? You can do this? It blew my mind, man. It was
Party of the dentist office.
It was great. It was great. And it wasn't like... and it's like I had a Super Nintendo at home.
Yeah. You could play it.
I can play Mario World at home, but the fact that I could do it like in a dentist's office, that was neat. Actually, that reminds me of our local Outback Steakhouse. For many, many, many years, in fact, way past when the system was getting support, they had a PlayStation 1 with Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 hooked up to it.
Oh, it's still a dentist office.
Like the PS3 had been out for years, and there was still, like, the PlayStation 1 with Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, and I'm like, this is fine. This is fine. Anyway, 500 bits from Nixelpad. It's high maintenance. Oh, this is similar. It's high maintenance, but could you braid your hair before you go to bed, Mao? Coming from a boy with short hair who has sisters with long curly hair. And you've already put it in.
Now, people who braid your hair before bed when it's long, do you just leave it in a braid, or do you, like, put it in a bun or something?
I don't think it would matter, would it?
Well, if it's a braid, then I have, like, basically the rope of the braid.
Yeah, but if it's all together...
They just leave it.
It's going to be stronger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Neat. I can braid your hair. I know how to braid.
I never learned how to French braid. I get the idea.
I don't know what that is.
But I've never done it, so, like, I don't think my fingers know what to do. Like, I could probably braid this myself.
What is a French braid?
Well, you know, you have your normal braid.
Yeah, you got the
French
three.
braid,
and
you start up. You can start up higher, and then you sort of braid and then pull strands into it, so it's kind of like part of the hair. I'll find you a picture.
I mean,
So.
My mom has short hair, and I don't have a sister, so.
So, see this? This part is the French braid, and then this is the regular braid.
So it's like a braid that starts in your hair.
Yeah.
Because a braid is like, starts where your hair
like that's down here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the French braid's like a braid in the hair.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm learning, like,
see,
some
my mom
stuff.
French braided my hair all the time. But, you know, I never learned how. She just did it.
Oh. I'm learning things. 20 months from Ultra Husk. Being sub for 20 months sure is cool, but I don't really have anything to say except Xenoblade. 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 Are you trying to do, like, if you chant it, it will happen? Like, either...
Xenoblade, Xenoblade, Xenoblade.
If you chant Xenoblade 3 times in the mirror, Steven does the first 20 on it.
Horses, horses, horses.
Horses, horses, horses. Also, not actually doing the first 20 on Xenoblade. Don't get excited.
That's how you summon a meal.
Yeah, that's how you summon a meal. That should be it. Monado, Monado, Monado.
Press, press, press.
17 months from Chaman. Just wanted to say that I won't be supporting Last of Us 2. The false copyright strikes from Sony and Naughty Dog have been disagreeable to say the least. I think my last message was a bit much, so I scaled it back. False copyright strikes. You mean on YouTube? That's just what I associate with copyright strikes. I don't remember getting any copyright strikes from them? Twitter, YouTube? For The Last of Us 1. I'll have to look into that, because I'm not exactly sure what that's related to. But I'll look into it. Anyway. 500 bits from Kazuyumi. Don't know if the last bit donation attached my message, but I sent a Steam key for Strong Bad's cool game for attractive people on Patreon. Do you see it? Oh, cool. Literally. Cool game. For attractive people. That came out a hot minute ago, but I never got the chance to play it. I bet Dan's played it.
Yeah, I bet he has.
Dan loves Homestar Runner. And I watched it a lot back in the day, so I could probably still remember a bunch about it. I think I remember most of the characters. Not all of them, but probably most of them. 300 bits from Danny. If I may, I'd like to ask for some good chat vibes. After the musical I auditioned for got canceled, I found out about and decided to audition for another one. I auditioned for Charlie in the Chocolate Factory, the musical, as Willy Wonka tomorrow. That sounds like the best role.
Yeah. The most fun role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Willy Wonka is like... He's such an eclectic collection of emotions and personalities. So yeah, good vibes for that. I hope you get that, because that would be really, really cool. Willy Wonka's just a really interesting character. It's a really, really interesting character. 300 bits from Joldre. Crazy. I was crazy once. They put me in a rubber room with rats. Rats make me crazy. Crazy. I was crazy once. They put me in a rubber room with rats. Rats make me crazy. Crazy. I was crazy.
Did you never say that as a kid?
Is that like a childhood thing?
Yeah.
Never heard that. I thought it was... For a minute, I was like, oh, this is like a Britney Spears song.
When Rachel says, I heard it with worms. I did too.
Yeah, I've never heard that. It's not a Britney Spears song.
No.
Are you sure?
Paul says, I heard it with bugs.
You sure? It kind of... I can almost like hear the tune in my head.
No.
Crazy. I was crazy once. Put me in a rubber room with rats. Crazy. Crazy once. Put me in a rubber room with rats. Crazy. Crazy once. Put me in a rubber room with rats.
Kepler's upset.
I feel like I've heard it. It's Aerosmith. Oh, okay, that makes more sense. Yeah, it's definitely a Britney Spears song. 300 bits from Darchie. How much do I get to donate to see Steven do the Kazatsky kick? Is that like Pog? I don't know what that is. Is that a Dragon Ball Z move? Does Trunks do that in Super? It's a taunt from Team Fortress 2. Yeah, there's no way I would know what that is. I played Team Fortress 2 like the week it came out, and then never again.
Way before the hats.
Yeah. Like I played it on Xbox 360 when the Orange Box released. So I don't know what that is. 4 months from Trent 2L. Hey, Stephen and Mal. Hope you guys are surviving all this well enough. I'm so glad that the TRG Coliseum was still able to be put on in times like these. Anyway, love you guys. Thank you for everything you do, and all hail the mighty lamp. Well, I'm glad that you've been enjoying stuff, and I too am glad Coliseum was able to move forward. And I'm also glad that it led to getting a chance to make that bumper. I have not shot any narrative content with the stupid camera that we got.
Yeah.
We've only used it for streaming.
Yeah.
That was literally the first thing we've ever shot with it. And I was very excited. We're gonna have to shoot something else at some point. You know,
Go
just
ahead.
whenever.
Go ahead.
Whenever you want. 9 months, triple plus from Binge Gamer. It's been 9 months, so I guess the legendary Twitch baby has arrived. I shall bless him with the name Sam's Club. Is that the first name, or is the middle name Club?
Kepler. You stretchy.
I guess you could go either way with that. 7 months from Platinum Pikachu 153. Both. Sam's Club. I think someone on Friday said that 7 months is a week of months. Well, I've been through Mon month, Tues month, Wednesday month, Thursday month, Friday month, and Saturday month, and now it's Sun month. It sounds like the worst rendition of I've Been Everywhere Man ever. I've traveled every weekend this here month. Boom, boom, boom.
Kepi, you're
I've been to Mon month, Tues month, Wednesday month, Thursday month. 300 bits from Gold Mage. According to the very historically accurate movie 1776, Ben Franklin wanted the turkey to be the official bird as it was a truly noble bird, by which he meant it tastes good with gravy. 1776 also has Congress singing everything, so take it with a grain of salt. Speaking of birds, I need an albatross fact. The Maori people.
Maori.
Maori, is that how you pronounce that? Maori people.
Maori.
Did you correct me and then tell me that you don't know? Maori? Mary. Maori. Maori. Was I right? Is it Maori?
Is it Maori?
Because, like, I would assume it's Maori based on A-O. Like Chairman Mao. That's how that's pronounced. So, Maori. Maori. It's like me saying your name. But if I couldn't say... Oh, you know what? It's like Lily.
Saying my name? Mm-hmm.
Aunt Maui.
Mm-hmm.
Close. Anyway, the Maori people use the wing bones of the albatross to carve tattoos into their skin at ceremonies. They also use the wing bones of the albatross to carve flutes.
Look how cute Cappy is.
We're always learning about the albatross, while Mallory works on cat tax. It's impossible for Mallory to get through a breakfast stream and not take pictures of Kepler.
I'm waiting for him to roll back onto his spine, because right now he's kind of on the side.
I can just, like, move him. Don't get a hot dog photo of him. Don't get a hot dog photo of the poor boy. He already been through that embarrassment once. He ain't a hot dog. No. Your head is normal size.
He does not look comfortable.
Your head is normal size for your body. Yes.
Can you move your hand?
You'll see that in a moment. Again, it's very important that we have cat tags. Let's see. 300 bits from LHMS1704. Appreciate it. Thank you. 500 bits from Nixelpad, who says, Mal... Oh, there's... It got cut off. Mal, don't overload him on hair facts. The poor grandpa can't even do the laundry. Oh. I try. I try. I did it in college. Nixelpad, thank you for the 1,000 bits. Here's your cat tax. Have a Kep. He's very sweet. He is a good boy. He is a very good boy.
Now that I finished taking the photo, he's like back totally asleep. He's just like...
He dealt with too much thunderstorms this morning.
Yeah.
He was not terribly thrilled about all that. And now that the thunderstorms are over, he is just...
Happy.
He is just super relaxed. Good cat. 300 bits from Vena Conqueso Macart. I'd love to get into art. It's always making, but since I have aphantasia, I cannot see images in my head, so I rely on others to see really awesome art. I am also part of team #PayArtist. I agree. I agree. Artists undercharge, as a general rule. I find. So that's my first thing. So I wish that artists would charge more, but then also on top of that, there has to be like a change in people's understanding of art and the amount of time and effort that goes into it, and also the unique thing it brings to society. Does that make sense? You're an artist.
Yeah.
I don't want
News to me?
I don't want to like speak for you, but it's, you know, it's something I'm passionate about, not only because of being an art student, but then also from having a wife who is an artist. So I'm like, yes. Yes. Gasp, Mal's an artist. You're an artist too, Steven. I mean, yeah. Yeah. To some extent. Like a little extent. Just a little bit.
Kippy, how about you come over here? How about you come over here, Kippy? It's bath time.
He's like, maybe. I'll just lick my leg. That's what I'll do. 300 bits from Ambi Walsh. French braids just means that you start small and add some hair to the strands each time that you work with it. You start with a small amount and slowly increase it until you have all the hair you're working with. Yeah, Mal showed me a photo, and
you see what Anne means, though?
Yes,
like, yeah.
I do.
I've just never, like, tried to figure it out. And I can't do it on myself because I can't see. And I can't do it on you, unless yours gets much longer.
Might get your wish.
You gonna grow it out for a year?
I don't know. So, under normal circumstances, when I get to this length of hair, I'm frustrated with it.
Mm-hmm.
But because I know I'm not getting haircuts soon, and because I know it's like, okay, we're all doing the social distancing thing, I can live with this. Because of that, I've really, like, it's not bothered me as much, you know? Like, it's really like, oh, I can live with this. Like Grace. I mean, we have utensils here to cut hair.
Yeah. I have a hair scissors.
Yeah. So we could do it.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm like, do I want to?
Grow it to Jack length. 63 Phil says. That's
no.
longer than mine. I'm pretty sure Jack's hair is longer than
really
mine.
Long. I don't know if I could do that. I might let Jack have that one.
Open up this pit. Foxx in before we open this chat pit.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I was talking to Mal yesterday or the day before about what song I would sing.
Yeah.
If I was ever like if Jack and Jules were ever like, Grandpa, make a metal cover with us. And I was like, you know what one I would do? I said I would do the beginning of the Aqua Teen movie. There's a song that plays called "Cut You with a Linoleum Knife." And I said if they ever wanted me to do a song with them, I said I would do it. I would go out of my way, no questions asked, to record that and make like a video portion for it. It'd be great. So, Jack and Jules, if you're out there and you're listening, and you're interested in making this happen, you let me know. 100 bits.
Didn't you want them to cover Raisin Toast or something?
Oh, I just think it'd be funny just in general to have like Jack do like a metal rendition
of Raisin Toast?
Of Raisin Toast or like Waffle House songs. I just think it'd be funny.
Kippy, come here. Kippy, 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 Kippy.
Coffee!
Let the boy do what he wants.
Kippy,
You want him over there?
I do.
Encourage him.
Come here,
You
Kippy.
want to go over there, honey?
Come here, Kippy.
Laid right down on me. 100 bits from Zadikali Leothi. Zadikali, thank you. 300 bits from Prince. When will Twitch get a lamp emoji? Is there already a normal lamp emoji? Like, is that in the
Default ones?
Yeah. I don't know if that's...
No.
Is there not a lamp emoji? Okay. Well... Maybe I'll be the one. It might be most appropriate now, since we have the lamp.
Yeah.
It could just be used for, like, scary. Something scary.
Are you gonna make it red?
Well, it's not red usually.
No.
I don't know. I'll consider it. Consider it considered. I'll say that. Consider it considered. 500 bits from GamerGirl2108. Morning, Stephen and Mal. I have a question. Have either one of you played Kingdom Hearts? You have played a little bit of
of the first one. When it came out, I rented it. And I was stuck.
I have not played 1 or 2 at all. But I did do a first 20 of like the first hour of Kingdom Hearts 3. So if you haven't seen that, look into that. Kingdom Hearts 3, first 20.
And you don't know much about Disney, so...
Nope. Who is Fat Goofy? It's a good first 20. There's a lot of people in the comments that are like, what's happening? What's happening? You know, Fat Goofy was in the Disney golfing game, too.
He's looking at you.
You happy? You happy? Fat Goofy was inside our hearts all along. I didn't know the boy's name. I was like, that's just Fat Goofy. who is this guy? And then I was told that he's been in Mickey Mouse cartoons since like the beginning. And I'm like, well, I didn't know that. How was I supposed to know that? 300 bits from Danny. This cheer was cheered during the title theme, Ocarina of Time, by Carlos, Insane in the Rain Music. Just wanted to say that Carlos is a genius. I love Carlos's stuff. Absolutely, absolutely adore it. And I hope that he continues to create. Oh, man. Sorry. I just remembered there was... I don't know if Carlos is still here. Last night, I was... I had an old game song pop into my head, and I was like, oh my god, I gotta go play that. Like, so I went and found the soundtrack and started playing it. And I was just thinking, Carlos should cover this. I've already sent Carlos so many stupid requests of like, Carlos, have you considered covering?
He sees him coming from you, and he's like,
yeah,
no.
he's just like, nah, stop, please stop. And I'm like, yeah, Carlos, what about this one? But seriously, last night I was the music that popped into my head was the soundtrack from Deja Vu 1, and it's just really good. It's like it's this old like noir game. It was originally I believe it was originally on really old computing platforms. Eventually came to NES, and then where I played it was Game Boy Color, and the soundtrack of Deja Vu 1 is just really good. It's like a detective noir type thing. So
Superior LP says Carlos has a folder for Steven's request. It's called the Recycle Bin.
Who knows? Who knows? Could happen. Could happen. Deja Vu's real obscure. Like, to the point that everyone would be like, this is neat, but what is this? But I think it would actually work really well. Maybe you'll consider it. 5 months from Snowy Satoru. Hey, more toast! Toast!
You still have, not cinnamon roll, Pop-Tart.
Almost none. It's fine. 245 bits from Delta Hazel. Hazel, thank you.
Carlos, can you? No.
And then Gamer Girl gives a sub to Delta Hazel. Appreciate it. 11 months from Sorry D-Pain. It's no problem. 300 bits from Ollie Thompson Music. Please do a metal cover. That would make life worth it. I mean, I do not have the capabilities of doing all of that myself. I could do vocals, but I would have to have multiple people on board to make something like that happen. But that would be fun. That would be really fun. I got 3 alerts.
Good.
Hoo-ha.
Kepler's snoring.
Which means that I am legally allowed to eat this little piece of Pop-Tart.
Summer make 91 cent. Toast.
With an E?
Yeah.
Thank you, John Berming. Ryukago said, Deja Vu is the same engine as Shadowgate or Uninvited. Yes. It's a point-and-click adventure game. I really recommend it. It just has a fun feel. And I like the music a lot. There might be a time in the future that, like, we stream it. You've never played it, have you?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Deja Vu? It's a game.
I mean, I've gotten that when you were like, it was on
It's
the
a
computer,
game!
and it came to Game Boy Color, and I was like, man, I wonder if this is a game.
Satsy says, a point and click, and you played it on Game Boy Color? Yes. Yes. Game Boy Color version's actually quite good. Because they had to, like, redraw all of the graphics, you know? To, you know, fit into the Game Boy style. Oh, thank you, Jodre. Milk Bomb, 5 subs. Where did they go? I'll tell you. They went to Chick from Neptune, Connie T, Ryukage, Chroma, Sage of Stars, and Convex Joey. Appreciate that. And there's also 18 months. That's 1+ from Very Matcha. Here's to 18 months. Thank you, grandparents, for all the laughter and joy you both bring. Aw, I appreciate that. We're just trying to make that, you know, give people that Joy. And not the one from that game. What's it called? We Happy Few. Not that joy. Different joy in your heart.
You finished your Pop-Tarts. Did you finish your coffee too?
No.
Still warm?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Oh, Cappy Stretch. You
I got
okay?
the Pop-Tart.
Okay.
It's just, it's a bit of a chew. This is the hand motion for chew.
No, it's
Very
not.
chewy.
Stop.
Very chewy. But I got throat. Things to announce. What's today? Tuesday?
Tuesday. I'm painting.
Good. Mouse painting's really good.
Oh, I meant to
Am I allowed
post
to
it
hype?
last night.
Can I start?
I forgot to post about it in not Discord, Patreon last night.
Am I allowed to start like hyping it up a little bit?
Yeah, you can.
It's real good.
Ooh, it's a good day to varnish too. Good.
Like it's not done, so I'm trying to just kind of be chillaxed about it. But it might be the most realistic painting Mal's ever done.
It's breakfast.
Am I allowed to say that?
I don't know. I guess.
It's really good.
Thomas says, "Is it a
It's real
video
good.
game painting?"
Yeah. Yep. It is a video game painting. And I like it a lot.
I'm still going back through all of my old paintings and adding them to Redbubble with large versions. So like the shower curtain.
It's also allowed shirts to exist,
Yeah.
and y'all need to check out the shirts now.
I've only done like 7 of my 89 paintings.
Mal's still in the process of doing it, but like it's real good. Did you have the Starman Super one enabled?
That one, yeah, I started from the newest ones and I'm going back unless there's one by request. And the Starman Super was one that got requested, the 128.
Like the Starman Super shirt is real cool, and I'm probably gonna order one because it's just a giant Starman Super on the shirt, and I'm like, I want that. So yeah, we might get that one, but she's still in the process of adding it. So
Thomas says, "Wait, you've painted 80 something paintings? That's wild." Yeah.
almost 90. So some of them are better suited for shirts than others.
Yeah. Because, like, I was trying to figure out how to do the Spiral Mountain one, and that one was...
Yeah.
That one's hard.
Yeah. But the Starman Super one just, like, worked real well.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that's a cool shirt. I want that shirt.
Spiffle says, Sunflower Mother 3 on a shirt is good. It's really cool on the dress, and I kind of want to order it to show it off and see how it looks.
Yeah. And, I imagine you haven't, I'm sure you haven't done it yet, but the Splatoon one, the Inkling,
Yeah, I'm not to that one yet.
that one would work well on a shirt too, because it's also a, just a centered figure. But, yeah, I don't know, it's exciting. 1,000 bits from Ollie Thomason Music, who says, "Here, you need to read out this alert." You got me. I read it.
Ambi Walsh says, on Thursday, you guys almost certainly will be getting a picture of the Tropical Freeze couch.
Woo!
I'm excied to see all of
Send
that.
it-
Like, in order, that'll be cool.
Send it during breakfast stream, and we'll show it on screen. Because that'll be really neat. I like seeing the couch cushions. They're just really
The
neat
pillows?
looking. Huh?
The pillows?
Yeah, the pillows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said cushions.
Well, the cushions, they're smaller cushions. Mr. Gameboy said, "Can I get me a BioShock shirt?"
I'll have to go. That one's soon. Because I did that sort of recently.
Because you're working backwards.
Yeah. But I can
I'm
try
trying
and
to
get
think
that
of the
done.
layout of that, if that'll work well for a shirt or not.
Yeah.
It will, right? Because
Yeah.
it's, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Like in case of emergency, you could play around with some stuff in Photoshop to make a shirt work a little bit better. Like, it's not ideal, but you could. Like, we could, if we need to scale something down to show more, we could clone stamp in parts to make it work.
And that one has a lot of space that you could do that.
I mean, I think if people are buying a shirt specifically, they're more interested in having it look good on a shirt than the integrity of the original artistry in the piece or whatever, you know what I mean? So, okay. In case of emergency, break glass and use this copy of Photoshop to scale down graphics and make it work on a t-shirt. In case of emergency, break glass is a bad policy in Rapture. That's funny. Anyway, Ollie, thank you for the bits. I appreciate it. And we also have a 4-month resub here from B, Either211B. 4 months. Thank you, Internet Grandparents, for being one of the few things keeping me sane while in quarantine. Happy to help. Happy to bring some level of sanity and just a pinch of normalcy to this otherwise wild world. And then 500 bits from Doan, 2300. Oh my god, my cat just jumped onto the desk, walked to the screen, and booped Mel's nose. Boop.
Boop. You booped Kepi nose.
Yeah.
He did not even respond. He didn't even open his eyes. Do you boop him, like, normally?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he's just accustomed to it.
Yeah. He spends so much time in my lap up here. I just play with him. Like, he's asleep and
You're
I'm
just like playing with his ears.
Yeah, I play with his ears and I rub his little paws and I'll just stroke his chin. He's a great little cuddle bug. All right, so the announcements for today. Today is a Tuesday, which means Smash is back on the channel. I don't know what characters today.
What came out?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Wario was the last one. So we're still working
Marth?
through Brawl. Is Marth after?
No.
No, Marth is from Melee.
Yeah.
Snake? That sounds right.
Yeah.
Snake and then one of the Fire Emblem boys. Ike?
Ike.
Yeah. I think
I knew it was a Fire Emblem boy.
Snake, Ike, someone else. Getting close to Lucas.
Meaty Marth.
Meaty Ike's name is Meaty Marth. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, Pokemon Trainer's coming up.
One of them Fire Emblem boys does not narrow it down at all. You're not incorrect.
Satsy says, was I wrong? No.
I mean, no. Zero Suit Samus, Wario, and Snake are right next to each other. It's all three of Smash's best butts together. Is there a chart? Is there a chart somewhere of the best Smash butts? Who has the worst Smash butt? That's what I want to know. Thomas wants the butt tier list. The worst butt is Rob.
You think Rob?
Or Mr. Game & Watch. I think Mr. Game & Watch would have to be like, I mean, he doesn't have a butt, he's flat. He only exists in 2 dimensions. So, like, I was thinking, Rob, Pac-Man, Kirby, but none of them would be as bad as Mr. Game & Watch. Thomas! Hey, everyone has their preferences. Don't yuck someone's yum. You're not wrong. Also get a sub here from Octo Top Hat. I like it. For a minute I was like, you'd have to wear 8 hats. But I guess an octopus only has 1 head.
Yeah.
Unless wearing
8
tiny
gloves.
hats.
Holding 8 canes.
Yeah, this is a
Yeah.
octopus on Broadway.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Stephen.
I've done nothing wrong. But yeah, Smash is today. And, that's about all there is to announce there. I'll, continue to be working on vlogs. I'm only a few days behind at this point. I think 4 days behind. So I'll try and get caught up within the next 2 days. And that'll be good. And there will be a First 20 stream next week. Not this week.
Next week.
Next week. Could I have done it this week? Yeah. But I will feel better if I do it next week. So next week I'll have a little more sanity. 8 months from Cherry Blossom 91. Another month of fun times. Have a great week. Broadway Octopus forever. I would like to see it. They're smart. They could probably figure it out themselves.
Yeah.
Just sit the stuff in front of them and they'll dress up. And also 20 months from Trainer Mang. Trainer, thank you. I appreciate that. Alright. Well, without going 2 hours, I'd say we're good to wrap up. Again, Smashes today, and then otherwise, we'll see y'all on Thursday.
Yep.
I'm just like, I don't think there's anything else to announce. But people keep doing the sub. 2 months from Call Me Joe. Wake up and remembered y'all would be chilling, so hey from the West Coast. Well, hey.
It's early there.
It's early there. And 14 months from Easy Operator. Morning, Stephen ML. Morning, Easy O. Okay. That's it. There's no, it's not like a big to do. It's just like, yeah, Smash. I guess watch Smash.
Yeah.
Okay.
Smash.
Enjoy your day. Stay safe if you gotta go out. And, we'll see you here on Thursday.
Thursday. Don't forget it's Mother's Day on Sunday.
Yeah, don't forget. Don't forget that. That's a good thing to remember. That's a good... I gotta go.